Hello and welcome back. We saw conditional statements and we covered if statements. Now we will see else statements in Python. What is else? Else is alternative execution. Let me write this. Alternative execution in Python. We call it as else. Why do we need alternative execution? Most of the time we need more than one condition to check. Not just one, you need more than one. For multiple condition checks, for multiple conditions check, we use else with if statement. That's why we use else. We will now see how we use else with if. Let me do an example. If, let's say, if x is an even number, we will print even. Okay, even on the screen. If x is an even number. If not means else. If not else, print odd on the screen. Let's see. Let's create a variable and assign 14 to that variable. Now I will print first. I will print before if block. I want you to see this first. Before if block, and at the end we will print end of if block. Okay, or after if block. Okay, this will print before if block. Now if we'll do something and it will print whatever the condition is true, then we will see after if block. So let's see and let's check the condition. If what's our first condition? If x is, by the way, to check the condition, to check even, condition for being even is divisible by 2. By 2, divisible means modulus operator. Okay, so if x divided by 2 equals to 0, which means it's divisible by 2. Okay, modulus means remainder. If we divide x by 2, the remainder is 0, which means it's divisible by 2. Colon. Now we will print even, which is an even number. Now this is our first condition. We checked for x being even. If it's true, if this is true, we will print even. Else, now I am out of if scope. Please keep in mind this. This tab indent is inside if statement. Now I go one step up. It goes one step up to check else. Okay, now I am in else block and I start else scope with colon again. Now let's check with else. Okay, what I will print if x is not even, if this will not evaluate true, then I will come here, then here I will print odd. So if I run this, you will see before if block, then even is printed. This one is printed. Why? Because x is 14 and you see even here. Okay, let's draw this with a pen and let's see how it goes. First, your code is going from top to down. Python will execute this line. It will execute x as 14. Then it will print this one before if block. Then it will come to this if statement. Now it will check. It will first evaluate this part. X is 14. It will divide 14 by 2 and it is 0 because it's divisible. Since it's 0, Python will evaluate this as true. Then it will go into the if block, so it will print even here. Then it will not go inside else, because either if or else will be true. Since this is finished, it will directly come here. So it will skip else statement, because else will not get evaluated. Okay, because if is true. So you come here, okay, let me draw in this way. You come here and you check, you have a condition here. You check if x is divisible by 2. Sorry, let me delete this. If x is divisible by 2, which means if you divide x by 2 is double equality, okay, means if it's true. If true, then it will come to this side here. If it will write even, by the way, on the screen. If not, which means else, it will write odd. So you cannot go both ways. You should select, the code will select one of the two ways, which in this case it's even, so it's selected even. This code will not get executed, as you see here. Okay, that's important and the main idea of if else statements in programming. Let's move on. Let's say now I will do the same example, okay, with a different x. Now let's see, x is equal to 9 this time. 9 is an odd number because it's not divisible by 2. Now what will happen? The code will run, it will execute this. It's not true, then it will write odd here. And let me draw this. Also, now you will have, it will come here, x is 9, it will print this one, this here. Then it will check if x is divisible by 2. No, it's false because 9 is not divisible by 2. It will come into else statement. Okay, and it will print odd, as you see here. Then it will move down and execute this code. So you will see odd on the screen. Okay, so that's great. The last example, let's check of being integer or not. And now our condition is if x is integer, we will print integer on the screen. Integer. If not, which means else, we will print not integer on screen. Not integer. Okay, this is our business case, and let's see how we do this. For integer check, we have seen this before. For type check, we use built-in type function of Python. Okay, now I will first define x. I will assign x as 9. And now let's see. If, by the way, let me show you type function again. You inside the type function, you write the value you want to check. Let's say I want to check 4 is, what's type of 4? It's int. As you see, this is an integer, so Python will give you its type. It is int. If it was a string like ABC, and if I run this, its type is str, which is an abbreviation of string. So that's how we do type check. Now here in if, I will check for type. I will say type of x. If that's equal to int, as you see, it's green, so it's built-in Python class, which is int. If it's int colon, then I will print as integer. Okay. If the type of x is int, I will print as integer. If it's not else, I will print as not integer. Okay. Now let's run this and let's see. What do we expect? It's 9. It's an integer. So we expect it to run this code because this is true. If is true, and it will come inside if block. It will not execute else. It will only execute this one. So it will print integer as we expect. Okay, let's say I run this code with a string and x, y, z. Now it's a string. String is not an integer. Okay, it's str. So it will not go into this one because this will not evaluate true. it will come to else statement and it will evaluate this code. So let's run this. And now, as you see, it evaluates as not integer. So we check with more than one conditions. We check with if, else. Actually, two conditions, if or else. So it's enough for else statement. Now let me make it complete, and in the next section we will see what we need more than 2, 3, 5, let's say 10 conditions. We will use Elif for that, and join me in that video. See you there.